Tell me how much you missed me last week, 4th of July. I know. But I'm back this week, with another amazing show with another incredible entrepreneur who this one I think you guys are really going to like because she is all about building community. She is a disruptor and an innovator, which is everything that we celebrate on this show. So, if you all are joining me right now, tell me where you're joining me from. Show us some love. Give me some heart emojis before our guest shows on. Act like you know. Anyway, today I have Khariyyah Shabazz. She is a CEO founder of Khariyyah Speaks. It's a public speaking platform that provides tangible solutions to community issues on a neighborhood level. Now, Khariyyah believes that whether you're a resident, an organization, or a small business, or even a large corporation, you can make an impact in your neighborhood. How amazing is that? So give me all the love, give her all the love, show all the emojis, let her know we love her. Welcome, 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 Khariyyah, to Too Ambitious.
Hey everyone.
Hey, hey,
Hello.
hey.
This is so exciting.
It's so exciting. I'm so happy to have you on here. You're looking well. I love it.
Thank you. Thank you. Bright and early. I'm ready.
Bright and early, yes. How are you dealing with this heat? Is it too hot for you or anything?
Oh well, I can't complain. I'm here in Vallejo, so we got about 10 degrees hotter than the rest of you all, but I cannot complain. I'm just blessed and I'm embracing the summer. I'm embracing the summer.
I love it, as we all should. Well, let's get into it. Let's start the conversation because I'm eager for everybody to know about the extraordinary work that you've been doing on a community level. So, one of the things when I was reading up on you, you talked about, your biggest accomplishment is what you do for others. So, tell me how this mindset developed and how it applies to your work today.
Definitely. Well, a lot of my mindset definitely developed from the foundation. I'm
Hmm.
always going to bring it back to the foundation, your family's foundation, your village foundation. I come from a family. My tagline is number 7 of the Shabazz tribe. I'm literally the 7th child from my mother, so I come from a very large family that truly believe in making impact within your community. My father and mother have been entrepreneurs throughout their lives. They've done so much to really embrace and build up the Black community, as well as bringing all of those values right here at home. We grew up having Sunday meetings, family meetings, and
Wow.
discussing ways of how our spiritual life and how it connects to the physical life of what we're living and how it ultimately connects to our social life as well. So a lot of my mindset really comes from my foundation. And of course, that has led me to work directly within underserved communities. So, working directly with underserved children, underserved families, just allowed me to be placed in leadership positions, which
Mhm.
really exposed real tools and resources on how to connect, how to uplift, and how to ultimately create a better quality of life for others. So, a lot of my mindset comes working directly with the kiddos. They have taught me so much, and working within communities like East Oakland, working within communities like Vallejo, and attaching it to all across the world. So
Mhm.
another part of my mindset is this is legacy work that we're doing, people.
Absolutely.
Definitely legacy work. So when we're talking about legacy work, we're talking about what is the work that you want to leave behind? What imprint would you like to stamp on this world? What's the conversation that's going to happen about you when you're long and gone? What's your
Mm.
true impact? And I feel like those are the things that are most important, and those are the things that come from when you help others. Okay. Um,
Yes.
And
Yes.
a lot of that plays out in building my business. So when I decided that I wanted to create my business, I said, okay, what is it do I want to create?
Yeah.
I have a passion for speaking. I have a passion for hearing others speak, and I have a passion for seeing community members come together. So my
Okay.
work is definitely you can see this played out within Khariyyah Speaks Incorporated and providing those best practices and tools for
Okay.
community members on a daily basis.
Wow, I love it, and I love that you know use that foundation from your childhood and kept it going. You know, tell me a little bit about being the seventh of seven. You know, when you said that, I was like, "Er," you know. Tell me how that like impacted you. You know, the family dynamic. You know.
Yeah, well, you've always had a set of eyes on you. So it has impacted me tremendously. And I felt like it has guided me to make right decisions. It has guided me to make, it could be some poor decisions as well. But
Right.
knowing that you have those extra set of eyes always on you definitely guides the direction of how I live within my social life, how
Yes.
I want to perform out my professional life, and it has helped. All of my siblings has contributed to my success in such a major way. They are
Mm.
my mentors. They are the folks that has exposed me to my first of so many things. They are the folks who I travel with, who I engage with. So my siblings has really I can pull something from each of my siblings that really helped build the character that I have today.
Oh my God, that is wonderful. Well, if they're watching today, I mean, you're showing them so much love. I love that, you know. I mean, I think sometimes when you're on a journey, especially in entrepreneurship, you know, people don't say as much about, you know, how important their families have impacted their journey and who they are as people today. So I love that you keep that at the forefront of everything that you do, you know. So tell me about some of the work that you do in your community and how you sort of support local communities.
Yeah, definitely. So, the work that I do currently, it's a little bit of both. I have, of course, as many entrepreneurs, we have two prongs. We have our 9 to 5, of course, and
Yeah.
then we have our work, our life's work that we continue to do.
Yeah.
And I've been fortunate to see both of them play out and really overlap within each other. So I've been working in nonprofit leadership for the past 16 years. I started with the organization Higher Ground Neighborhood Development Corp. I am now with the organization Roots Community Health, and I serve as the Associate Director of Neighborhood Development for
Okay.
that org. It's going on about 8 months, and it's been an amazing experience. The leadership team there has already guided and taught me so much that I ultimately have been able to pour right back into community.
Mhm.
We're currently working on several initiatives that are directly directed towards those communities who have been historically underserved. So that's where we're aiming for, my people. Um,
Yes.
Yes, and that definitely carries over into my public speaking platform. So, Khariyyah Speaks Incorporated. I started this platform about 2.5 years ago, and
Okay.
it has been a journey. It has been a
Yeah.
very fun journey that has allowed me to learn about myself, to learn about community even more on a more personal and a deeper level. So, I basically go out and speak all across the world and provide those best practices of what we're doing right here today on how to really impact your community. No matter,
Mhm.
like you mentioned earlier, if you're a resident, if you're a large corporation, you're a small business, there are ways that you can be hands-on to make those changes that you want to see within the neighborhoods that you live, that you work, that you play. So being able to communicate that on a level that community members can understand and to make it practical for them has been such an amazing journey in seeing how that actually unfolds. So, I've spoken at conference, I've spoken at different fundraiser events, whatever that you need, I'm able to come and kind of bring that flavor and ensure that community is embedded every step of the way.
Yeah, I love that, and I think that, such important work when we're talking about giving back to the community and supporting the community at a grassroots level. What are some things that some of us can do to support our communities? What have you seen that works?
Yeah, there are so many things that we can do. I love one of the things that you mentioned about steering transformative community projects and managing a lot of the grants that I've had to.
Yeah.
But the key to making a long impact within this community work is engaging community members in authentic ways. So if you're a community-based organization, if you're a political leader, I need you to come to meet community members where they are, right? So we start by engaging in really authentic ways to ensure that we are really getting that valuable feedback, allowing community members to actually provide those solutions. You don't got all the answers, Sway. You do not have all the answers. Allow the folks who are closest to the problems be able to provide those solutions so that we can then come together and find our resources, what resources that we do have to actually bring that together. We want to make sure that we're following up with community members. That you come and do a presentation, and then what? What's next? What
Actionable steps, right?
Actionable steps. Actionable steps. If you're a resident, there are so many ways that you can get involved. Make sure that you are attending the community meetings. Make sure that you are filling out those surveys that so many people are asking you. Make sure that you are connecting with your political leaders to ensure that your voices are heard. Go show up to those city council meetings. Okay.
So important.
I need you to show up to those city council meetings. It really takes all of that. Vote. Listen.
Yes.
I need you all to vote. These are all ways you can volunteer with your local community-based organization. You can show up to their events. We have plenty of events going on that are going to be embracing the school year coming all back. You all need to show up to those events that we have. We have Black entrepreneur fairs that we all need to show up, that we're trying to bring these resources back to those communities who need it the most.
Yes, I mean, and everything that you said is easy to do, right? I mean, it's not hard. It's all about making the time to do it and showing up for your community. When you mentioned working with children as well, there's so many ways that we can show up for our youth. Whether it's volunteering, at local school events and that sort of thing, and really supporting kids where they're at. We know technology is super important to them. So, being a part of those programs that really can have a long-term impact on their lives. So, I think kudos to you for everything that you're doing in the community. So tell me about some of the community outreach or public policies that you've been working on lately that can impact some of the neighborhood organizations in the Bay Area.
Yeah, definitely. So there are so many ways that we use tools to develop public policy and leadership within the community. We want to make sure that we're marketing, right? So first off, we want to make sure that people are aware, okay? Yes. So informing people with flyers, social media, going door to door knocking is very important to just ensure that people are informed. Okay. I think another key thing is what we're doing and what I'm doing personally is partnering with city leaders and
Mm.
politicians and
Yeah.
connecting them directly with
Yes.
community members so that
Yes.
they can prioritize the community needs.
Mhm.
And then that's how policy is developed, right?
Yeah.
Finding out what are those needs of the community members, taking that back to the city leaders who are actually writing the policy and ensuring that that policy is being implemented and advocated and ultimately passed into law so that we have these directions, that we have these sort of resources that are
Yes.
funneled back into the communities, right, that
Yeah.
need it the most. We want to make sure that I'm always partnering with other CBOs, with other
Mm.
community-based organizations that specialize in advocacy work, right? So
Yes.
there are so many organizations that are here that are specializing in advocacy work,
Mhm.
teaching folks how to organize. So
Yep.
being able to tap in with those community-based organizations,
Mhm.
bringing it all together has really been impactful. And again, attending community meetings, attending
Yes.
neighborhood meetings, city-led meetings, and showing up to community events. This is where it starts, my people. This is where we're connecting to folks on the ground levels
Yeah.
so that we're ensuring that the right laws are being passed, that the right leaders are in those positions, and that the
Mhm.
right priorities are being brought to the forefront.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, to all of that. I think one of the ways that we met was through an Urban League event in the Bay Area. And we know that the Urban League is such a huge part of the community and they do a lot of community events. Would you say that that would be one of the organizations that people can get involved with on a national level or a local level as well? Um, would you say that's one of the organizations, or are there other organizations that people could probably get involved with if they want to give back?
Yeah, definitely. Urban League, I actually joined them right after we met
Yay.
over at the facilities though in downtown Oakland. Urban League has they have a reputation. They have done so much with young advocacy work nationwide and really bridging that gap with community members and political leaders and ensuring that we are having the tools that we're needed to advocate for the things that we
Yeah.
want and need. We have
Mhm.
the Black Organizing Project, BOP.
Mm.
That's a great
Okay.
organization that's continuing to teach others how to organize. They're literally in the schools. So it's
Mhm.
happening at a very youth centered level. Um,
Okay.
so, yeah, those are definitely a few organizations where you can get involved and really hit the ground running.
Yeah. And I like that because I think a lot of people sometimes don't know where to start. You
Mhm.
know, they want to help, but they just don't know where to start. So I think looking for some of those local and national organizations that are already doing the work, and really it's just about you showing up after that.
Well, that's what I tell folks. There's
Mhm.
about 3 steps. If you are a community member, identify exactly what it is that you want to do, right? Identify it, say it out loud, call it out, find out who's already doing the work. You
Right.
don't have to recreate the wheel. You do not have to
Yeah.
recreate the wheel. Find
Yeah.
out who's already doing the work and just hop onto what they're doing. Form partnerships. I always say it's so important. You can get with your neighbor, you can
Yeah.
get with your coworker, you can get with whoever, a family member. Form partnerships to really move this into gear. And then I always say make a list of what you want to see done and execute. Make a list, write it out, and find out, like I said, find out who's doing that work and work with those individuals to execute the work. So I
Mm.
definitely, yes.
Yes, I love it. I love it all. What I love about the work that you're doing is that you mentioned that you do have a 9 to 5 as well. How are you managing doing both? You
Yeah.
know, how does that work?
Right. Well, it works. But early mornings and late evenings,
Mhm.
at times, boundaries.
Yes,
definitely are important. We have to set boundaries for ourselves, my people.
absolutely.
It's all about our mental health, and it's all about really accomplishing the things that we want within this total 100% energy and power that we have as human beings. There's so much that we can accomplish, and there's literally enough. There can be enough hours in a day if you allow it. You got to have boundaries. You got to have discipline, and you have to have structure. I have scheduled times where I'm able to interact
Mm.
in certain things, and certain times I am not. And that's how I kind of set up what and how I move forward. So you got to have discipline, you got to have boundaries, you got to make sure that you set a schedule for yourself. You got to
Mm.
make sure that you are explicit to exactly what you're doing, so that you're not crossing that fine line
Right.
um of having the lines blurred. So
Right. And burnout too, and burn yourself out.
wow, yes,
Yes, you
yes,
know,
you
trying to
gotta,
do it all, trying to do
yeah,
it all.
balancing leisure is always important. Balancing leisure, you're going to see that about me as well. So, and then ensuring that my leisure is embedded with my goals, ensuring that what I do on my leisure is something that actually takes me closer to what I want to see. So those
Yeah.
are all very important to really balancing out that entrepreneur life as well as that work-life balance.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's sometimes it sounds pretty daunting to try and do it all, but I think that self-care piece is super important. So I'm glad you brought that up, because I think that so many people try to do too much, and yeah, it leads to burnout. We see a lot of, entrepreneurs who are, not doing a good job of taking care of themselves. So, thank you for being, the person who is actually doing it. Like, hey, I'm taking care of myself. So I also understand too that you are working on a book as well called Resilient Voices. Tell me more about that.
Yes, Resilient Voices, a
Yes.
compilation of inspiring quotes, best practices, and community voices. So,
Oh,
Resilient Voices is my first book. I am now adding author to my title, which is very
yay.
exciting.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I always believe in, whenever I speak at events, whenever I speak, it can be for 2 minutes, it could be for 10 minutes, it could be for an hour, that I want someone to walk away with something tangible that they can use, right? I
Absolutely.
want something that you can actually implement today and get to work.
Yeah.
So, Resilient Voices will do just that. It's a book that gathers wisdom and insights from a group of diverse community leaders
Mhm.
that I have respected throughout my career within this work. I decided to choose inspirational quotes from speeches that I've performed in the past, and that has really been impactful for me. And so I thought that why not lift that up and I just wanted folks to have a nice quick read, but still get some inspiration from it. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And really be able to take it to the next level and be able to take their work to the next level.
Yes.
I love the interviews that I featured within there. I have housing rights activist B. Coleman. I have food
Mm.
security advocate Tori Johnson,
Mm.
environmental justice equity activist Keita Price, and I have criminal justice reform advocate to Dr. Tanisha Cannon.
Oh
And
my gosh.
these folks have really paved the way to really discuss their life's work, their legacy work, and how the work that they're doing right now can really be transformed into
Mhm.
so many levels of equity throughout civilization. So I'm really excited about the book. The book will be released in September. I'm looking at
Woo.
yeah, in
Yes.
September.
Amazing.
It's definitely available for pre-orders on my website at
Okay.
www.khariyyahspeaks.com. You can go ahead and pre-order that today.
I
But
love it.
the book, the book signing party, the book opening party is going
Oh
to be
my
bananas.
God.
So
Well, you have to can I get on the invite?
yes, we're gonna make
Whew.
sure
Okay.
it's gonna be set up real nice, and it's just going to be the next level of my career, being able to really push myself. That's the other thing when we're doing this entrepreneur life, when we're doing whatever part of life that we're doing, is being able to push ourselves to limits that we can, that are unimaginable. Being able to take risk and being able to create, that has been one of the funnest parts. And I'm gonna say fun because all of this is fun to me.
It is.
Yeah, one of the funnest parts is really being able to create and see folks using your creations to really make better lives for themselves and the people around them.
Yes, I'm so excited for you, and congratulations.
Thank you.
Becoming an author and working on a book and writing a book is no small feat. So, congrats to you. And I have
Sorry, shout out to my publisher, Revision Publishing.
Yes,
Yes,
I
Revision
love that.
Publishing is the truth, my people. You're going to be hearing more about them in our partnership as the book comes closer to the date. But I'm sorry, I just had to shout out Revision Publishing.
No. I love that. I think that when we talk about publishing, it's usually for, one particular group, so I think that a lot of Black authors, especially when we're talking about, social activism and giving back to the community, you don't see a lot of those books out there, so the fact that there are publishers out there who are supporting these type of authors and their work is super, super important. So, shout out all the time, so thank you for that, so Khariyyah, would you consider yourself ambitious? And how do you feel about ambition?
Yeah, I'm definitely ambitious. So I'm like you all know, I'm currently working full-time job. I also have my own business as an entrepreneur, a professional speaking platform. I also sit on the board of 3 different organizations.
Oh my
So
goodness, that's a lot.
gotta
Yes.
shout them out. The Vallejo Project has been making waves here in Solano County. They are a youth center program that are really catered to bringing out youth islands of competency, finding out what youth are good at, and ensuring that they're choosing careers that really guide them into that direction. I sit on the board of Put Your Play On Productions, who was led by Salima Jones, who is also my sister. And so when I talk about siblings, I'm real deal. My siblings,
Yeah, they're literally your sister.
yeah, they are the truth. But it's an edutainment production company that puts on positive plays, that has messages in there that are driven towards youth, driven towards people of color, and really driven towards folks that may be going through certain things in life. We just put on a play, You Better Ask Somebody Too, Living with HIV, that I was fortunate enough to host 2 days about 2 weeks ago. So that play is phenomenal. And then I also sit on a board with my mother's nonprofit organization, Spirit of Community. And I've just really helped her with the structure, getting funding. She spends her time feeding the unhoused, providing supplies for the unhoused. She also has a youth program where she tutors youth and take them out and actually expose them to certain things, and giving back to the community. So very ambitious. I try to, do my best to leverage city leaders from Oakland to Vallejo to serve community members directly. So we want to bring those city leaders directly to the doorsteps of those folks who may need it the most. And I'm usually that bridge. And I'm happy to be that. I'm happy to facilitate those conversations and allow just to be the plug,
I think that's wonderful, and I love the work that you're doing, and obviously you're clearly very, very ambitious. So keep doing this extraordinary work that you're doing, and I love that, like I said, that you're doing this all with your family. You've got a pretty big family, but I love that all of you are so aligned with giving back to the community and supporting the community. The work that your mom is doing with helping the unhoused is so, so, so important, especially in California, the Bay Area. So thank you to your mom for everything that she's doing. But, is there anything else you'd like to add? We are out of time, but if there's anything else you'd like to add, we will follow you. Also, too, before you say that, though, Gabrielle said, inspiring, got to keep pushing love this message. So
Okay,
love
thank
this
you,
message.
Gabby. So
Yes.
definitely, I think it's very important that my people, whatever you decide to do, what helped me make my decision is that I wanted to do what drove me to tears. I wanted to do what really sparked emotion in me, and we wanted to make sure I got paid for that. It's important to understand that just because you work in nonprofit leadership does not mean that you do not get paid for what you're worth. There are several positions that are layered that will allow you to do exactly what you want to do, whether it's data, whether it's working directly with community members, whether it's training others. There are so many levels that you can use your tools to do that. In your my youth, it's so important that you volunteer, find out opportunities in middle school, in high school, get engaged so that your mind can start becoming service minded. My families, my young mothers and fathers, these are the values that you must instill within your youth so that we don't have that go out and commit mass shootings. We don't have youth that go out and have to feel that they have to go breaking people's cars just to survive. We need to make sure that we are instilling these values and ensuring that people have a sense of purpose so that we can all live a better quality of life.
Yes, absolutely. So thank you for that. And you have dropped so much knowledge and said so many words. So, you're preaching today. So thank you, for taking the time today to share your light and to, share a little bit more about the work that you're doing, Khariyyah. It's so extraordinary and so much need. So thank you. Thank you so much. So I want to thank everyone for joining us today on the show. Don't forget to follow KhariyyahSpeaks.com so you can learn more about the work that Khariyyah is doing. And also, too, don't forget, spend time in your community, give back, vote, all very important, volunteer, do all the things. So thank you once again, everyone, for joining, and we'll see you next time. Bye,
Thank
everyone.
you.